Hey everyone, you were Tesla Tom. Thanks for joining us today. I'm with my good friend Keith. Hey Keith, thanks for joining us. And today we are actually going to pick up Keith's third Tesla from the Chatswood delivery centre here in Sydney. How you feeling, Keith?
Yeah, good. This is going to be good fun.
Yeah. And of course, every delivery is exciting and I'm always happy to tag along, and so thanks for having me today. Today's going to be a little bit different. Obviously, everyone's happy to get a new Tesla, but because it's Keith's third Tesla, we're going to be a bit more objective today and just go through what you should be looking out for when you pick up a new Tesla.
Absolutely. So having done 2 deliveries myself, I feel like I've got a bit of a feel for the process. I'll explain why I'm getting a third car too. It's not normal. This is atypical. Yeah, it should be fun. Hopefully we can show you some of the things to look out for as part of a delivery. We won't be doing that inside Tesla. They have quite a short window of time in which you can actually take a look around the car and inspect it.
Normally 10 minutes, right? 10, 15 minutes?
10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing that after the delivery and trying to take our time and work through a checklist.
Okay, so what's your plan today? What are we going to do actually inside the centre?
Inside the centre, I'll be checking paperwork. Last time, my last Model 3 was a little bit rushed. It was during Northern Beach's lockdown, and I had to do a contactless collection at Tesla down in Alexandria. So they actually forgot to give me the registration paperwork as part of that, and I forgot to ask for it. So that was fine. It was express posted to me afterwards. So we'll check the paperwork, we'll check the paintwork, look for any panel gaps. It'd just be a really quick once over for anything obvious. And then we'll take it out and get it out there here, and then go over it with a bit more of a fine tooth comb afterwards.
Okay, that sounds really good. All right, well, we're on the way to Chatswood now, and we will see you guys very shortly. Congratulations to Keith for picking up his new Tesla Model 3 SR Plus. Let's check the paperwork. Everything matches. We're happy with the paint quality as well. And the rims look pretty good as well. Nothing major in terms of panel gap misalignment. And we are going to drive out of the basement here in Chatswood and then do our main video where we look at the car very thoroughly. All right, we're with Keith now at the car park to do a really detailed inspection. Go ahead, Keith.
Cool. So we found there are plenty of inspection lists checklists that you can find online. However, we found one which is an open source one on GitHub. We'll put the link in the description, which looks pretty comprehensive. I might skip over some of these tasks. Some of them are US centric, but we're going to start with exterior. So we're going to check that the body, the color, interior and wheels match what you configured, and yes they do. So that's a good start by Tesla. They got my order right. Now we'll look around the exterior for paint defects. I had a quick look before, and I certainly can't see any. The pearl white on this is looking really cool. This is my first white Tesla. It's generally, from what I'm seeing, I'm not looking at it with a torch or anything like that. I'm not the fussiest person that's out there, but the paint coverage is excellent. In one of my other cars, this paint area here was missed. It's just showing as raw bodywork, and this all looks great. It's all well covered. And I was even just chatting to our sales advisor at Tesla then, and they were saying that they're super stoked with the quality of cars coming out of Shanghai now. They've got far fewer service visit returns as a result of the Shanghai built cars. So that's awesome to hear. So from my point of view, I'm fairly happy with this paintwork. I can't see anything that needs any attention.
Excellent.
One other thing that did happen on our blue Model 3, that was shipped from California. I believe they use a different shipping method now anyway, but I think that was tied down using straps. And I found some scuff marks just on this area here on one of our other cars from, I guess, where a strap was probably touching the bodywork, but doesn't look to be anything like that here. I think white's also a friendly color. you're not going to see any blemishes as much either.
Yeah, looks good to me.
Oh, it's got Tesla Tom's vote of approval. Okay, we're going to check the underside of the car, front and rear, for signs of scraping or damage as a result of it coming off a transporter or anything along those lines. This plastic all looks to be pretty good. It's not totally clean, but that's okay.
Feel smooth?
It feels smooth. I can't see any scuffs.
Nice.
That's the front, and then we'll do the back.
Beautiful day to check as well. Nice sunny day.
It's already dirty. Oh, it's only 10 kilometers. Only
Seriously?
dirty. Yeah, no, that's all looking clear and clean.
Awesome.
Okay, so the big one that Tesla's known for, we're going to look for panel gaps. I'm going to start at the rear door and work my way around fairly methodically.
I've got a trusty ruler today to help us.
The general rule of thumb is a 5mm panel gap or less is acceptable. Is that right?
Yep.
So,
bread anyway.
or the other one I think is a little finger, which is probably a bit more than 5mm, but I mean that's probably a good indicator. Generally, this side is looking pretty consistent. Or at least if there are gaps, they're looking so far like they're fairly even.
Yeah, that's the other thing, it's going to be consistent as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind a gap as long as, you know, looking at, say, the trunk, if both the left and the right gaps are the same, then I'm less concerned.
Do you want to show us one example? Maybe.
Yeah, we did find one before, so we're coming to the back here.
Yeah.
This side, this light is fitting here is totally flush.
Yeah.
Yet
Nice.
this side has a probably 3 or 4mm inset on the light here. But this is all aligned in terms of the panel. This is all actually aligned. So there's no sort of alignment problems on the bodywork itself. It's something to do with how this has been put together. It's maybe slightly out of line. From my point of view, that's not something I'm going to really notice, but others who are pickier than me would want to potentially get that looked at. It's just sort of insert a bit and sort of feel that difference. And that's the charge port there. It's all generally working and looking fine. So I'm okay. I don't think we need the ruler today.
Goodbye ruler.
Yeah, we'll put that one away for now. We're just going to look through the wheels, just make sure there's no damage there. I'm pretty sure I would have spotted that already. I'm pretty finicky about looking for wheel damage. As we've discussed, I rent these cars out, so looking at wheels is probably the first thing I do with cars when they go out and when they return, because that's the area gets the most contact.
Rim rash.
Rim rash, rim rash, rim rash. So they're all looking fine.
Cool.
We're just going to look over the glass, look for any distortion or signs of any issues with the glass itself rather than the bodywork. So front window looks fine, rear window looks fine, that panel looks good. And generally, I can't see any problems there. I had all the windows open in the car as soon as I drove it out, and that looked, they all worked fine as well, so no drama with the glass, which is great.
Excellent.
Test the power lift gate. Yep, so new Model 3s come with a power lift gate, used or 2019 and up to mid-2020 don't. So that's all working fine. I say pressing the button and nothing happening. No, there we go.
And the soft close, we've got to make sure that's working.
So that's cool, fully closing as well, which is awesome. I haven't yet looked in the front trunk, so we'll do the other end of the car while we're on this. So that's all opening, obviously, with no problems. It's all looking clean. We had some rain overnight in Sydney, so it looks like the car was parked overnight last night outside. But that's all dry inside, and we've got the tow hook, so that hasn't been forgotten either.
Excellent.
But yeah, their detailing could have used a little bit of extra love. There's a few marks there. They forgot to open the front trunk. That's okay.
We've got to check whether it comes with a first aid kit. It did for a while. I'm not sure if it's still
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
That's in the rear trunk?
Yeah, well, yeah, it used to be.
Okay, well, we can have a look for the charger and make sure things like that are included at the back too. So we got universal wall charger here, ready to roll. 2 tails, one 15 amp, one 10 amp, good to go.
Good. That's important. Oh.
And then that's it.
Yeah, so that was a unicorn gift. No
There
longer
you go.
available.
No first aid kit anymore. Such is
You're on your own.
Yeah, and that's the trunk pull there, I guess, if you ever get someone get stuck in the trunk.
I've not seen that before.
Yeah.
There you go. It's a new feature.
Yeah. I think they maybe used to have a button or a pull or something on the inside.
Yeah.
That's still there too.
It's still there, yep.
So the next task on our list, we're going to look through the various light fittings to make sure there's no signs of condensation inside the fitting itself. So it's actually quite useful that it rained last night. And that light looks fine. Move on around. The front's looking good. That unit too looks all solid. I mean, I'm not expecting to find anything. I think this is one of the things when you're doing an inspection, you kind of almost like feel like you're looking for the drama of finding something wrong, but
you don't want
I don't want that.
Wrong.
I don't want
no
that.
One does.
I want this to be easy.
Absolutely.
Now we're going to move on in the inside and take a look at some of the software and interior. So Tesla supply you with this folder of paperwork. It's not particularly thick, but you have your inside you have your registration certificate and a green slip. So that's been obviously already been paid for by Tesla as part of your vehicle purchase.
Make sure you own the car.
Make sure you own the car and that your name or your company's name is on it. You'd have noticed that we have some rather awful looking yellow plates on this car. I'll be restyling those, but that's just, you know, it just takes 2 weeks to get new plates come through.
Yeah.
So looking over the software, one thing I noticed that you can see straight away here is obviously I have another Model 3, so it's quite evident to me. But this is actually an old version of the software. We think from maybe at least 2 months ago. The new user interface is different. This component is wider, yet software says that it is up to date as of today. So my assumption is that this car hasn't been on any Wi-Fi for some time. And that the units being produced out of Shanghai have got an old version of the software on them by default, so it just hasn't had an update yet. So when I get this home and connected to my Wi-Fi, I'm pretty sure I'll get a software update notification within 24 hours and get that updated. But it was a little bit of just something to note, nothing too concerning for now, because I'm assuming that update will come through.
And for newbies, new owners, the update actually, you can do it at home. You don't have to bring it to the dealership to get the software update.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So you just get in there, look for a Wi-Fi network, and away you go. One thing else we can note is the delivery kilometers. So this came to Chatswood with 11 kilometers on it. So now we've run an extra 5 just to get to this car park, and we're at 16. So you can see it was a brand new car. You also get a month free of premium connectivity. So you go with that coming through, and then after that it's what, $10 a month. And this car does not have full self-driving, but that's one thing you can do under the software tab of your interface. Just make sure that if you did option full self-driving when you purchased it, that would be showing there too. When you first get in the car, you'll find that if you go to, I believe it's under safety and security, allow mobile access is off by default when I collected it. So I've turned that on, and that then means that I can then start receiving information about the car to my Tesla app. That's already connected through to my Tesla account by default once the car was once I'd signed the delivery. But I did have to sign out and then sign back in to the app to be able to see the vehicle. So that's one thing to note. Regardless of whether you already have another Tesla or if it's your first one, you probably would have already downloaded the Tesla app and signed in and try and experiment with that. You'll probably need to sign out and then sign back in again to the app to be able to view the car. But that connected very, very quickly. I was thinking that might take up to a day.
Good tip.
Back to our checklist. First up, suggestion is look for any error messages on the display screen, which I don't have any. They would normally show in the top bar here with a little exclamation mark. We're going to skip a sketchpad test to test the screen because that takes a few minutes, but feel free to take a look at that if you use this checklist yourself. We're going to test the driver and passenger door emergency release. The usual way that you get in and out of a Model 3 is through the nicely marked button, just right here. That still confuses some people, but there is also an emergency release, a non-electronic button right here, which you can pull up, and that one opens fine.
Yep. Perfect.
Check all 4 windows, make sure they open. I'm sure this is something we'd realise quite quickly if they didn't, but they are working just fine too. Have a look over the interior upholstery. I mean, this is brand spanking new and white, so any problems with this car will show up straight away, but in my quick look over already, I can't see a problem, so it looks very white and shiny.
I love the white interior, by the way, just quietly.
It's going to be an
gorgeous.
interesting challenge to keep clean. My understanding is that the seats should be really easy to keep clean, but I'm actually more concerned about the fabric headliner.
Okay.
People often, grab the pillars of the car to get in and out. If you've got any dirt on your hands, I think that's just going to collect. But then I think the most of the other cars have a light headliner anyway, so it's not a problem that's unique to the white spec.
No.
As part of your delivery, your sales advisor will probably ask you to set up the car so it's safe for you to drive, which involves you adjusting the mirrors and the steering wheel. So I've already checked that they work, but if you want to give them another look, you can find that within the software, and then use the steering wheel controls to adjust them left and right, or up and down according to what's your preference. Moving the steering wheel in and out just like that. So that all works. That's no problems there. One fun part now on the checklist, we're going to make sure the horn works. There we go. The horn works. Awesome.
Definitely works.
So the next thing we're going to check is the external lights, just make sure that's all working. The checklist also does cover off the internal lights, but that would take quite a while, so I won't do that right now and just notice if there's any problems. So turning the car on, straight away we should have running lights on. Then moving to full beam, let's have a look. So that's full flash, left indicator, right indicator, and then let's maybe, Tom, if you go around the back, and then just checking the rear lights, just making sure braking comes on and that regular running lights are on too. Next thing we're going to do is have a quick check over the glove box. So to open the glove box, it's the button on the screen right here. Obviously that opens fine. Inside, Tesla have given me, this is new, I don't think I've seen this before, a nice little screen cleaning cloth, branded with Tesla, and your roadside assistance on manual. But also in here, you just want to reach into the left and double check that they've given you your USB drive, which you can use for Sentry. So it's now 128 gigabyte Tesla branded USB drive, which is awesome. So that's in there. I'll put that back in properly later on. We already had a quick look in the trunk and saw that the universal wall charger was included, which is great. That's the only charger that Tesla include now with their vehicles. You don't get the wall charger that you can install at home. One thing you might want to do is plug that in when you get home, make sure that's working properly, and also maybe find a local destination charger as one of your first chargers if you don't have a wall charger already installed at home. And just check out that all the charging infrastructure on the car works, or charging hardware on the car works well. We can see that this car has been delivered with a nearly full charge, which is pretty cool, 380 kilometers. And the China-made Model 3s now don't have a charge limit, so you can leave that at maximum, which is interesting to see. The last task we're going to show you is just walk through the keys and the phone pairing. So you will receive this key card kit, which is a cardboard wallet with 2 keys inside. It's almost like an unboxing video. So there's your 2 keys. So using these key cards, then you can see, you can double check that they've been paired to your car by going into the locks. You see I've got 2 key cards matched here. 1157, it sends both keys, so both of these keys are assigned to the vehicle. So that's all good. Whether you keep this wallet is up to you, but generally I'd suggest not. It's a bit fiddly to get the keys actually back into. So you keep that as a memento on your wall rather than actually using it day to day. I mean, you may even want to do this before you leave the showroom, but setting up your phone key is the next thing to do from a key point of view. Because that's actually the way that Tesla want you to access your vehicle as your primary method, with the keys as a backup. So to do that, you need your car, your Tesla app connected to your vehicle already, which I mentioned before is already the case with us. We're going to walk through that phone key setup from in here. We're looking for the vehicle, I assume, at this point. Hold your key card on the center console. That's just right here, finishing up. And my iPhone has now been set up as a key. So that's done. And now we have the full Tesla experience ready to roll.
Awesome.
One last point to note, I have managed to make a number of Tesla referrals over the years. When I bought our last Model 3 in December, that had around 13,000 kilometers of free supercharging, which is great. I've made another couple of referrals since, and I was interested to see whether the supercharging that we have with the vehicle is tied to the vehicle, or whether it's tied to the Tesla account and can be shared across vehicles. So to see if you have any free supercharging, if you purchase the car with a referral, or if you have made a referral to another customer, you tap the loot icon in the top right corner of the app. Interestingly, it looks like it's on an account basis. So the free supercharger kilometers that we have are not tied to just one car. They're shared across both cars. And this was at around 6,000 kilometers this morning. So the delivery of a new car, another 2 referrals have kicked in, or maybe just 1 referral. And that's now been increased and the expiry date moved on. And it looks like the free supercharging is shared across both vehicles, which is neat. So new buyers of Teslas received a text a few days ago saying, congratulations, your new Model 3 Auto will now come with floor mats. These weren't previously standard on Standard Range Plus models, and were available in the Tesla shop. And I was going to buy a set of these, or similar anyway, from the Tesla shop myself, and noticed they were sold out. So this is why they're sold out. They've been put inside all the new delivery Model 3s, or at least the Standard Range Pluses that didn't have them before anyway. Yep. So that's a nice little saving. I think it was probably an ultra cheap move not to have the floor mats as stock. So thanks, Tesla.
All right, guys, well, thanks for watching. That's an example of a delivery checklist for a brand new Tesla Model 3. As Keith said, we will put that list in the video description below for you guys to check out. We did skip over a few things, but of course you're welcome to go through each detail yourself from that checklist. And Keith, once again, congratulations on taking delivery of a brand new Tesla Model 3.
Thanks, Tom.
And of course, this car is available to rent on ev.com.au.
This is hopefully, or it should be, the cheapest Model 3 to rent in Sydney. It'll be parked in a parking station in Alexandria, so it's super convenient for the city or for people traveling into the city. We can do an airport delivery. To rent this vehicle, it is, I'm just checking the price.
Tell me the price, huh?
For a 3-day rental, it's around $480 for 3 days. We have a 3-day minimum. As mentioned before, this car doesn't include full self-driving and is pretty much the basic spec Model 3 that I could get, which helps keep the price as low as possible. We also have a made in California built Model 3, which is available to rent. That's slightly more expensive at around $550 for 3 days. That does include full self-driving and is also available for 1-day rentals and above, because I run that car from near my home. So it's much easier for me to do shorter rentals with that car. So I'm more than happy if people want to try out the technology, do a 1-day rental with a full self-driving car, or for any kind of road trips. And it looks, as I just explained on the video, that we have free supercharging for the foreseeable future on both these vehicles. Hopefully we can keep that going as well. So that should last for at least another few months.
Perfect. And it's a white interior Model 3 as well. So
that's true.
There's not many around on the rental market at the moment.
Yeah, so the white, if you're really interested in buying a white interior car, you can come check it out. Or if you just want something a little bit different, then obviously this car has the white. And my last point, we do also have a Model X for rent as well. That's obviously a lot more expensive, around $900 for the 3 days. Yep. But if you're interested in checking out Model X, we have one on our fleet too.
Thanks, Keith. That's really great to hear. And also, you guys should tell us in the comment section below what kind of Tesla you would like to hire, because Keith is looking to expand his fleet.
We'll see. Obviously, Model Y is probably going to be the kicker for us, I think, in terms of getting another vehicle out there to rent. However, if there's something that you think would make a great rental car, I'd love to know. What are the key attributes you're looking at of a Tesla rental? Is that free supercharging? Is it all about the price? Please leave some notes in the comments. I'd love to read them.
Thanks, Keith. And of course, if there's anything else we've missed in the checklist from that list, or anything else that you think is important when you take delivery of a new car or a new Tesla, I'll leave that in the comments section as well. All right, Keith, thank you once again for joining us today and for that very good checklist. And thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate that. Leave a like and don't forget to subscribe as well if you haven't done so already yet. Until the next video, happy charging.
Along with the yellow plates, one of the other things that we changed about this car is removing the energy consumption sticker. There's no need to keep that, really. Come on, this is a Tesla.
Some people like keeping that though, just to tell people.
It's not for me. It's not for me. You need a tool. I need longer nails.
No emissions. Zero. No fuel. Bye-bye sticker.
There we go. That's better.
Feel better?
Yeah.
Satisfying?